comes the gold. Hi-oh, look out below. That's my throne. Here comes the gold.
Hear ye, I'm the G-O-A-T. Bow down and put the crown on me. Hear ye, I'm the G-O-A-T.
The gold legendary.
Number one, second to none. I get it done. Perfection, precision, leave you stunned. I'm out of reach. I am the peak, the royal beast. 4 letters that you can't beat. Hear ye, I'm the G-O-A-T. Bow down and put the crown on me. Hear ye, I'm the G-O-A-T.
Happy Saturday, everyone, and welcome to our Week 6 predictions video. That intro song, of course, you give a man a choice, right, to pick his intro song or his walk-up song or whatever you want to call. Will, being our number one team, got to choose songs. He gave me a list of a few of them. I listened through them all, and I decided to go with this one. I figure this is exactly the point Will's trying to get across, that not only is he the number one team, but of course he feels like he is the GOAT, undefeated, 5-0, and yeah, just on fire on the year. So of course that was GOAT by Eric Lives Here, chosen by Will as the intro song for this week because he's number one. And the number one team will get that choice of song for the predictions video as we enter the new week. So there you go. Congrats, Will, again on dominating so far, getting your choice of songs, and we'll see if it continues. So with that being said, let's jump into predictions, because we're all curious on, right, how we're going to finish. What is that going to look like? Because exactly what I say always happens, or pretty close, or 50-50. Depending on the week. So let's start with the first one. We're going to start with Jay versus John. And here we go. We got an 0-5 team. Jay looking for that first win against John, who's sitting pretty at 4-1 so far. So predictions here, 107 to 101. Pretty close. I did look at, because of course we're dealing with bye weeks and how is that going to hurt teams. And I feel like it hurts John a little bit because he's got Kelsey. One of his top picks on bye, and that's one of his money makers, his point scorers, and so on, as of right now. So, giving the advantage, though, for quarterback to Jay, running back to John, which he typically has, wide receiver to Jay. With all that being said, I think it's going to be close, but I do think it's going to come down that, because John doesn't have Kelsey, in the way that he's actually been playing in that offense now due to injury and so on. He's needed those points each week to win, and he doesn't have them this week. So because of that, John, I'm saying you're losing this week. So I'm giving the win to Jay. First win of the year, like we talked about before, right? Jay, you just have to win a few games in a row. Almost all of them, to make the playoffs. But it is possible, and I'm saying you start here and get your first win of the year by beating John. Next, we've got Ian versus Jake. Kind of the same scenario, right? 4-1 for Ian, 0-5 for Jake. But I can't predict the same thing. So, Jake. Yeah. It's not a good start already. Your defense, I guess, gave you 8 points, which is respectable. But you already went against Kittle, who, 2 touchdowns, 22 points. That's tough to overcome. Your team is challenged already. I think you got Thomas out again. It's probably on your IR on here, but I know he's still in your lineup. So, assuming that will probably change. But yeah, you're not going to get any points from him either way, whether he's in the starting lineup or on your bench. I don't think even if Jake switches him out with somebody who's going to score 15 points, it doesn't matter. I give all the advantages to Ian with Kittle, quarterback, running back. Maybe wide receiver, I say, is kind of a toss-up between the two, but unfortunately, I don't give Jake any chance in this game. So there's your one loss, Jake. I think we talked about, right? You could have 6 losses to make the playoffs. Well, here you go. This would be loss number 6, and you better get your shit together after this. So, all right, moving on. Clint versus Will could be the matchup of the year. 3-2 versus 5-0. But unfortunately, it got off to a rough start. I would have loved to pick the upset here, pick Clint to win. Even though I know I'm on Will's jock because I have to, just because anytime I pick against him, he defies the odds and still wins. And then he still wins when I pick him. So I guess it really doesn't matter. I might as well just be right with my pick and stay in picking Will. And I'm going to do that again this week. And mostly that was because of the Metcalf versus Samuel Thursday night matchup. Metcalf with only 7.8 points and Samuel having a good week. Just funny how that works with him, because I know Will and I were in trade talks for him the week prior, and I'm like, so damn inconsistent. I don't know. And these are the weeks that you like to have them, right? And in your starting lineup, of course, to give you 20 points for 102 yards and a touchdown. So that's 13-point difference right there between the two, and I would imagine they were both projected probably very similar to start the week. And I think his defense, right, if I remember, Clint started Seattle's defense, only gave him 2 points. I just don't think he can overcome that. Projections already shows that Will's going to win by a landslide, and I think that's how it's going to be. Will's got just studs for his running backs, with Barkley now back from bye, and then Henry. I don't think Clint can overcome that. And I think Clint's got, a bye week. Yeah, he's got Achane and Kyron Williams and Atwell. And, he's got a lot of byes. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. For you, Clint, sorry. You'll drop to 3-3, and I'm going to give that win to Will. Next matchup, Josh versus Dez. The previous team I was on the bandwagon for versus the team that I am now on the bandwagon for, that being Josh. This will be a true test, right? To see, is that kiss of death real? Because it has been. It's been brutal. It just has destroyed Jake year to date, and then has done the same to Dez so far. And then, of course, I say, I'm all about Josh, and then what happens is stud backup running back then gets hurt and caps out at only 9 points. So let's hope that's not the whole kiss of death. Let's hope that's not real. It's all coincidence, because I don't want to ruin your season, Josh. But I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see how the next couple of games go. So that did happen. Mason got hurt. We know that. But I mean, to trump that, as of right now, Dez is starting Daniel Jones, if that helps at all. So, I mean, he could score lower than 9 points. We'll see. I do give, running back, I said, right now it's probably got to go to Dez, right? Just with Mason only scoring 9 points. Wide receiver, I will give that edge. It's probably pretty close to a toss-up between the two. So, but I'm going to stick on my bandwagon. Josh, I'm still with you. I know you got a bad start to the week as of already, but that's okay. I feel like you're going to overcome it. Your boy Baker, I think, is going to have a pretty good week. And, your kicker will, Ford will. I think you'll be fine. You're still going to get the win. You're going to move to 5-1 and drop Dez out to 2-4 after being 2-0. And the powerhouse, I think, is what I call this team at the beginning of the year. But, man, things change quickly in this league. So, all right, moving on. The Brother Bowl. The Cash brothers facing off against each other. 1-4 versus 1-4. I almost want to pull last year because I have a feeling it's like deja vu. I remember both of them. I'm pretty sure they both were struggling last year, too. And it was probably 1-4 versus 1-4 if they would have played each other at the same time last year. But I don't know that for sure. I'm just throwing that out there. But as for this year, again, records identical between the two. Let's see. They scored some points already. Sean had, I believe it was Walker. Yep, almost scored 21 points. Great start. And then, the other part of that, wide receiver core for San Francisco with Ayuk, which this was his down week. And next week might be the up week. But it definitely hurts Jeremy's start to this week. So already Sean is predicted to, for the most part, blow him out. I think it probably stays that way. I think the rest of going to give that edge to running back and probably wide receiver then to Sean based on what we're seeing here. After Ayuk's performance. I don't think Jeremy is going to have a chance. And I'm pretty sure I also said Jeremy was going to have a average year was going to finish like just under 500. And then, man, I tell you, I got to be more like, with my team where I just said, yep, my team's okay, average. I'm going to F it up, and then I'm not going to make the playoffs. And then I overperform. So apparently that's all you can hope for with any of my predictions for your team. So anyways, Sean gets the win this week, moves to 2-4 on his way for a playoff run. And then the last game we haven't talked about here yet is myself versus Adam. I'm dealing with a ton of injuries, backups. It's worrisome. Stevenson's out, starting Gibson. Robinson right now is questionable. I know I picked up McNichols, so I'll probably wait till game time to make that call. So that would probably be starting to back up running backs, with my starting running back who starts loves to give me about 8 points tops per game. I like my wide receivers. But I probably think they match up pretty evenly against Diggs and Chase. Kind of the same with the tight end. Pitt's one of those where Pitts could have a good game at any given time. I will give Adam, of course, the running back edge just because of everything I just said and what I'm dealing with. And overall, I'm going to give the win to Adam. I just think I'm dealing with too many injuries and too many backups, too many unknowns. I think Adam doesn't score a ton of points. Probably stays pretty true to that 118, but I believe that will be enough to win against me this week. And then if that's so, Adam, just look at that. You're 3-3. You are back in this thing, especially since we have a lot of teams that their records are rough. So 3-3, 500 kind of puts you in a really good spot as of right now. So there's our predictions, right? We got Jay, Ian, Will, Josh, Sean, and Adam all winning this week. So before we end, though, I just want to talk about something that I thought was just comical. Right, there's 5 of us in this league that are also in Josh's NASCAR league, right? And it just kind of goes to show you whatever beliefs you have. And we don't talk politics, we don't talk religion, we don't do any of that in these videos. But I do make the mention, right, of fantasy gods, because you know what? I do believe in them. I think they are legit, and they look down upon you from time to time. And I just think it's funny on how all that works. Why? Because out of the 5 of us, so the 5 teams, right, that are also in Josh's NASCAR league, is myself and Clint, Will, Ian, and Josh. So in Josh's NASCAR league right now is right in the middle of the playoffs. And Will, Ian, and Josh are not in the playoffs anymore, and Clint and I are. Look at the rankings for my league as of right now. So the team that are not in Josh's NASCAR playoffs anymore, Will, Ian, and Josh, hey, they are 1, 2, and 3 in the fantasy football league. Again, the fantasy gods look down upon you and say, hey, if you're not doing well in the one, we're going to make it up for you, and we're going to make you powerhouses in a different league. So what does that say for Clint and I? I guess we will see. As of right now, right, we are both in playoff position in this league. So it's actually funny. All 5 out of the 6 teams are the ones that are also in Josh's league as well. But we'll see then as soon as we're out of Josh's playoffs, how that will help us. For me, that'll probably unfortunately be this week. And then once I'm out of Josh's league's playoffs, then hopefully I can jump myself back up and maybe then be top 4. And then Clint, whenever that happens to you, we'll see how that determines your standing as well. So just looking at the 2 league, because of course I was doing lineups for both leagues, earlier today, and I just thought it was funny to look at it that the 3 teams that are already out of Josh's playoffs are the top 3 teams that we have in my league. So just coincidence? Sure. I don't think so. Fantasy gods, they're real, and they look down upon you, and they try to make it up to you when bad things happen, apparently in another league. And it helps you with this one. So that's all I got for this week. We'll put it back to Will's song that he predicted, the GOAT. And then, we'll go from there. Good luck, everybody, for the rest of this week. And then, of course, we'll chat throughout the day on Sunday.